The shadows are growing long here at Leichhardt Oval, but the Sky Blues are going to bring everything to keep their sun from setting on their Ninja A-League season. Welcome into round 9 and this midweek clash between defending champions Sydney FC and the team travelling from the nation's capital, Canberra United. Well, the 11th placed Sky Blues are in must-win territory, still searching for their second win of the season. Meanwhile, Canberra arrives charged up, riding back-to-back comeback victories and on the brink of breaking into the top 6. 3 points tonight would leap them into 5th place on the ladder. Very good evening to you. My name's Kate Allman. It's a pleasure to be bringing you this midweek clash in the Festival of Football. Here's how Sydney FC is going to line up. Now, this is a team decimated by injuries. Kaya Simon, Millie Farrow, Kirsty Fenton and Hannah Lowry, big names still out of the game. But big news today, in comes Brianna Edwards in goal. Now, Talia Franco is going to start on the bench. She was benched at halftime last week for the big mistake that led in a goal. Meanwhile, Talon Henniker starts up front, moving Shay Connors to the bench. Well, a player that made a splash this week, Indiana Dos Santos. This week, she signed a 2-year extension to her contract. She's widely regarded as one of the brightest young talents in Australian football, and she has signed up to stay in the A-League for another 2 years at least. At just 17 years old, she debuted back in 2023, and at that time was the youngest ever championship winner at 15 years old. Here's how the visitors line up. Canberra United coming off 2 big wins on the trot against big opposition. Defender Alex McKenzie gets the start today as American Madison Asen has not been listed. Ruby Nathan comes into the squad on the bench, and Tiana Miro, who made her debut last week, drops out. Well, if Canberra are going to climb into the top 6 today, it's going to be Sophia Christopherson who's going to help that climb. Off the back of a brilliant long-range goal last week and a player of the match performance against Western United, she is a player that is racking up minutes, has done so over the past 2 years, but now in her 3rd season is having a breakout year. A really pacey forward, a key part of the squad. We look to her to have impact tonight. Ante Uric, Sydney FC coach, is finding himself in a very unfamiliar place. He's had one of the most decorated careers in women's A-League football. Since joining Sydney FC, he's brought the team to the grand final every season. But this year, Sydney are languishing with just 1 win under their belt. They're undefeated in the new year, 2 draws. And they're hoping to get a win, a second win on the season. As we watch our referee, Isabella Mosson, take the field. Big thank you to all our referees today. Well, there's Canberra United's coach, Antoni Jagarinets. He's taking his team through the busiest stretch of the season with 3 games in 7 days. And he said this week, you cannot underestimate a team like Sydney FC. You're just waiting for the ball to drop their way. When it does, they're a dangerous club. So he's wary. They've found some form, but so has Canberra. And the Sydney sibling rivalry will no doubt be high as Indiana Dos Santos faces off against Janaya Dos Santos, who's playing in the green against her sister for the first time. There's Indiana. Janaya Dos Santos, of course, part of Sydney FC's grand final last year. She's listed on the bench for Canberra. So we're underway, round 9 of the Ninja A-League, a midweek clash to see defending champions Sydney FC try to get their second win of the season against Canberra United, who are searching for a way into the top 6. And it's Sydney FC with the first possession in the Sky Blue at their home pitch of Leichhardt Oval. A favourite for Sydney FC fans. You can hear the noise already as Canberra takes a foray forward through Taylor Young. Hayley Taylor Young, the forward who's turned into an attacking fullback for Canberra. Powerful weapon at the back. There's Princess Abini, another powerful weapon for the Sky Blues. Canberra go back through Bertolicio. Hoofs it over the top, interrupted. Now Johnson, who scored an incredible goal, lofts it forward, looking for Dos Santos. Abini is there, and so is Caspers. There's a tussle. Dos Santos worked it out. They've still got it, the Sky Blues. Here's Tumeth looking for a cross. In behind the defence, and it's picked up by Sally James, the goalkeeper for Canberra. Tobin, the captain, gets her first touches, finds Dos Santos, the young superstar. Chauvet working her way through traffic and couldn't get all the way through as Alex McKenzie, starting today for Canberra, gets in the way. Kaylee Talon-Haneke from range and forces an early save from Sally James. Didn't look too threatening, but got her off her feet and off her line, and you like seeing those early shots on goal to give your team some confidence. Canberra try to attack through Beck Gordon now on the left wing. Heyman in the front. How can they get it to her? We know how lethal Heyman is. And in fact, Canberra United have shown they can mix it with the league's best. Beating Perth Glory, beating Western United the last 2 weeks. Rovers pushed off the ball by Johnson. Not seen by the referee. We're not worried about. Sally James decides to pick it up. Had stints at Melbourne City and Perth Glory and returned to her hometown club, Sally James, and is loving being in the green. Taylor Young threads it forward for Heyman, who sends it back. Mary Standage-Flatty, that's a dangerous ball. It's going to call into action the goalkeeper for Sydney FC, Brianna Edwards, who's in a battle of her own against the second goalkeeper, Talia Franco. Caspers does well against a crowd. Princess Abini comes up with it, now gives it back to Caspers. Got to beat one, it's Liz Anton. Dos Santos, lovely behind the heel, and nearly got control. She just looks dangerous, the 17-year-old. And Christopherson and Dos Santos is a matchup that we would love to watch all day. Tumeth is going to throw this in. Dos Santos wanting to pounce. That's skied by Anton and brought down to Sydney's advantage by Johnson. Johnson, little move inside for Dos Santos, who's crossing, and it's so close. Nearly put away by Talon-Haneke. The cross was pinpoint perfect. The run timed well, just not on target. Early good signs for Sydney FC, who have not won since November. They have not scored more than 1 goal in any game this season. And here they are attacking Canberra with ferocity. The Beanie, 2 behind her. Gonna send it back to Tumeth. Tumeth winds up from range. Couldn't get out in space and get a shot away. It's taken away instead by Canberra. Faye Bryson comes to collect. Lucy Johnson. Now Abini, now to the advantage, but she is called offside. It was a little too good to be true. Two of the veterans of the game, Liz Anton and Princess Abini, lined up against each other. It'll be fascinating to watch as that one unfolds. Beth Gordon, left foot forward, looking for Heyman. Tobin's got to get that over the top of her, and out of danger. Heyman again, Stanage Flatty from range, takes a shot, and really no danger there for Bree Edwards. It was ambitious, well outside the area for Stanage Flatty. Great ball forward for Sydney's advantage. Here's Kaylee Talon-Henniker. Anton clears it. But Sydney get it back through Dos Santos. Now Talon-Henniker, a second bite at the apple. She worked hard, and Alex McKenzie got in the way, but Sydney FC earned themselves the first corner of the match. Well, Kaylee Talon-Henniker started this week off the bench last week. Here's the corner cross, skied it up and over the top. Wow, what a save. Sally James got the fingertips to it, but Tumeth almost found the roof of the net. A brilliant cross by Dos Santos. Sally James, vertical leap, impressive. Dos Santos taken to ground, and Gordon wins the battle. Johnson chips over the top. Talon-Henniker keeps control. Chauvet goes backwards to go forwards through the captain, Nat Tobin. She's got a big boot, she uses it. Dos Santos is going to win it back. Now Kaylee Talon-Henniker, what can she conjure up from the left sideline? Shot on goal from range and save from range. Sally James get more fingertips to it, and Abini fights against Taylor Young to keep it inside. Does really well. Tumeth, Dos Santos, Caspers it is. Now Dos Santos. Gee, the youngsters are having a day out so far at Leichhardt Oval, and the crowd loves it. James sets it up from the back. Oh, that's a mistake. Just sent over the sideline as she was looking for teammate Sophia Christofferson. Now will be called upon to defend once more. Princess Abini, Tori Tumeth, Johnson. Chauvet, and they try it the left sideline through Faye Bryson, the Englishwoman. Does well, but over the sideline for Faye Bryson. Joined Sydney this year after a season at the Central Coast Mariners and after a few seasons in the Women's Super League over in England. Canberra take possession. They get around the front line of Sydney and get through the midfield as players taken down. Strong whistle coming from Isabella Mawson. Looked fairly innocuous, and Beth Gordon got up okay. Good to see, heavily strapped right knee, which always makes you worry. Liz Anton's going to send this straight forward, looking for Heyman. Oh, gee, that was dangerous. And that is called for an infringement. The boot inches away from Rober's face. Sydney FC dominating possession so far, spending most of the time up in their attacking half, and here they come again. Caspers wheels around, looking for an option. Faye Bryson's there, behind her, wants to go to the other side. They'll do so through captain Nat Tobin. All the way back to go all the way forward. Tumeth. Side kick forward from Dos Santos to nobody. She's going to have to chase it down herself. Got to get through Bertolicio, who's been really aggressive. And Dos Santos does win that little battle. Now it's Princess Abini. We've seen them here before. Can they make their way through this time? Johnson. Abini got to beat Bertolicio. Does so. Tried to find Dos Santos. Chevet. Johnson's going to try the other sideline. And that's intercepted. Canberra getting a touch here and there, but unable to link up any passes. And here comes Kaylee Talon-Hanneke once more. Fancy footwork to go forward. Beaten at the death. Stanich Flatty wins out. And now Taylor Young is going to take a run herself. Captain Nat Tobin with a captain's challenge. Wins the ball back for the Sky Blues. And Sydney win it back through Maddie Caspers. Neither team wanting to give an inch of space at this moment. And Indiana Dos Santos has room. Sent it forward for Abini. Gives the thumbs up. That was the right idea. Wrong execution. But Indiana Dos Santos is seeing the field like a much older player. You can see why. She's been signed for another 2 years. Contract extension announced this week. Sydney FC fans very excited. You can hear it in the crowd. They've obviously showed up in force at their fortress that is Leichhardt Oval. Sally James sends it forward, meets a sky blue shirt once more. Abini. Talon-Hanneke manages to keep it in. No, she doesn't. She's offside. Kaylee Talon-Hanneke, 18-year-old, really working her way into this squad, obviously starting today. Actually burst onto the scene and made her debut for the AFC Women's Club Championship side. Famously did her HSC exams in a Dubai airport lounge. Well, you can see the stat on screen shows a bit of the story that we've seen already. The accuracy of passing really not good for Canberra so far. Sydney better, but need to improve on both sides of the ball. Heyman on Tobin. Tobin wins it for her side. Heyman's had very few touches. Been unable to get in a scoring position so far. Dos Santos, taken down. Ball only, says the referee. That one's going to go the way of Canberra. Sophia Christopherson wins it. Bertolicio sends one forward. Couldn't get Christopherson or Tumeth. Put one right into the face of Christopherson, who took it on the chin like a warrior. They go back to Sally James, who directs traffic ahead. Faye Bryson came flying forward but couldn't connect on the header, and Taylor Young wants to go quickly. Counter-attack is on. Heyman, chested down. Taylor Young. Princess Abini's putting high pressure on Sally James. You can see the duels very even, plenty of duels on both sides. 13 in the way of Sydney, 10 for Canberra. Christopherson's gonna chase that down. Bree Edwards under pressure at the other end. Stanish-Flatty, this is better for Canberra. And still that final pass just not coming. Dos Santos forward for, well, no one, as Liz Anton goes to collect it. Now, despite all of the possession and stats in favour of Sydney so far, Canberra have come from 2 come-from-behind wins the past 2 games. So you don't count them out at any point of the game, despite the stats. Nat Tobin works her way forward for Princess Abini. That's lovely. Abini's got to beat the keeper, and she does so! Princess Abini! And the Sky Blues are 1-0 up. Well, this was all about the assist from Captain Nat Tobin. Just loaded up Princess Abini. She could wait until she was at the advantage and perfectly executed one-on-one with the keeper. Drew the goalkeeper and then sent it to the corner. Brilliant goal. She's one of the stalwarts of this team. She's approaching 150 games in the A-League, and she is one to be reckoned with. That's her 2nd goal of the season. 10th season in the A-League, a one-club player, and the person you want to get on the scoreboard in a game like this. Speaking of people who might get on the scoreboard, Heyman taking a run forward for Canberra. Of course, when you've just scored a goal, it can be the most dangerous time for a football team, as defence tends to drop its guard and the other team gets fired up. Beth Gordon, she's fired up. And she is on screen. Bertolicio. Inside for Stanish-Flatty, the gadget player, the number 10. Taylor Young now. And they go back to Bertolicio. Stanish-Flatty, chip over the top. That's placed well for Heyman. And an infringement called by referee Isabel Moffson. It is offside. Too good to be true once more. Heyman with 4 goals on the season. Expect to see plenty more on her scorecard before this season is done. Tumeth under pressure from Christopherson. Canberra sending their strikers really high now. Well worked by Taylor Young through the midfield. Step over by Heyman. Bree Edwards has to step up. Faye Bryson. Former Women's Super League superstar. Abini wins the tussle. And it's chipped over the top, looking for Dos Santos in space. She's going to find it. Can she keep it in? No. Well, it will be a Sydney throw-in, and you can hear Ante Uric shouting instructions at his team. This is an unfamiliar position on the ladder and an unfamiliar position in this game. 1-0 up. He tends to get increasingly vocal throughout the match, and it's good to see he is keeping hydrated on a warm night, high 20 degrees Celsius here in Sydney. Ball forward, dangerous spot. And Canberra just have to send it over the sideline once more. That's bounced over the top of Abini. Liz Anton clears it. Sydney get another throw in. If anyone was doubting whether it was a warm night, you can see on the players just how hot it is. Dos Santos working hard. Chipping in for Sydney's advantage. Chauvet and Talon Henniker in a jostle with Taylor Young. Couldn't claim it, but Sydney FC will get the throw in. She'll get it back with a second chance to beat Taylor Young. Round the top. Soaring cross. And over the sideline once more. Well, Sydney's shot conversion so far this season has been the worst in the league. Conversion rate of just 7% compared to 20% for the top team, Melbourne City, and 15% for Canberra. So if you're thinking they are having a lot of shots and keeping it up in their attacking end a lot, you would not be wrong. Tumeth, forward for Dos Santos. Back to Tumeth, and stopped by Liz Anton. Tori Tumeth has the most touches of anyone on the side. Throw in, looking for Dos Santos. Header up. Nearly booted away. Not this time. Chauvet gets it in and gets it straight to the goalkeeper, Sally James. Caspers, clever touch in, and Abini taken down from behind by Liz Anton. A physical player, Liz Anton. She's got a little too physical there. Gives a little roll of the eyes, but no one's hurt, which is good to see. So Nat Tobin is going to step up and take this in a dangerous area for Canberra. She's brought in Dos Santos to help out as the passing option. And Nat Tobin is going to look at that goal and size it up. It's within range, but she'll go the passing option. Abini already scored once. Can she go again? Abini hits the wall. Out of danger for just a moment. Chauvet back into the blender. And Abini couldn't get the run timed correctly. Caspers couldn't collect on the way through. Counter-attack now for Canberra. And that'll be broken down by Nat Tobin at the back. Well, you can see Sydney have been so successful with their tackles. Canberra dispossessed so often. 70% tackle success rate for Sydney. Just 55% for Canberra. But that's a lovely ball forward for Johnson, who saw Talon Henniker out of the corner of her eye. Mistimed the touch, but she's going to try and go forward. Still going, put out over the sideline by McKenzie. Talon Henniker has been involved in just about every attacking possession so far. Bryson, chip over the top. First header to it was Linus Anton for Canberra. Bryson's going to try again. Talon Henneke now, crossing in for Bryson, through the legs, and Dos Santos was there. Couldn't quite get it away. Caspers has a shot. Dos Santos lost her footing. And that's an opportunity squandered by Sydney FC. There's the shot from Caspers, saved by Sally James. But if only Indiana Dos Santos had kept her feet, she'd have a goal to celebrate her 2-year contract extension. They go again. The Sky Blues, relentless attack on Sally James and the Canberra defence. Here's Princess Abini, dangerous position, crossing ball. Now they try again. Can they get it in this time? No! Unbelievable. Talon Henneke was right there, ready to poach. Just a few miscues really hurting Sydney, who could be 3-0 up at this point. Again, Dos Santos, Caspers in the area. Heyman, clever ball out wide. Oh, Heyman losing her footing halfway down. They continue on. Here's Gordon. Taylor Young, outnumbered by sky blue shirts. Christopherson on the ball now. Stanich Floody. It's Malone against her former side, Malone. Former Sydney FC player. Gordon finds Heyman. Michelle Heyman has just been double teamed all game. Unable to get out in space so far. Tuma sends that one out of danger for a moment. Tobin first of the ball. Anton slipped over and Bertolicio's there to clean up. They go over the other side. Taylor Young. Taylor Young to her advantage. Got to beat the captain, does so, stays on her feet, crosses in. Gordon step over, Stanish Floody was there, needed a little more power on the pass. And a mistake this time for Canberra. Sees the attack undone. Ball forward for Heyman. Got to beat Bryson. Two veterans of the game. Nice crossing ball, looking for Stanish Floody. It's interrupted. And as always, Sydney FC's captain, Nat Tobin, stands tall. Well, Canberra coach Antoni Jagarinets getting involved on the sideline now, telling two players to go at Indiana Dos Santos, and that worked out. So maybe the defence just has to be a little clever. They've already double-teamed Heyman. Christopherson just can't get involved. She needs to get into the game if they're going to have any hope. Sandwich Floody goes backwards through Bertolicio. Neither of these two teams has lost a game yet in 2025. Sydney haven't won a game, but they are 2 draws so far in 2025. Ball forward, chance for Canberra. Stolen away by Sydney. Ante Uric shouting instructions at his players as Sophia Christopherson stands next to him to throw in. Canberra's defence try to line something up. Looks like the fall-away press for Sydney now that they're 1 goal up. Johnson going to try her luck forward, looking for a beanie who couldn't get onside and time the run correctly. So Sally James ends up with the ball at her feet. Sydney again, Princess Abini in space. It's a repeat of last time, but this time, Sally James gets a paw to it. Another great attempt, and this pass, perfection, threaded behind Liz Anton to Abini's advantage. And you can see her experience just running with feet forward, receives on the go. Corner now for Sydney. Chance to make it 2-0. Caspers sending it in, looking for Tobin. It was interrupted by Canberra defence. And Chauvet taken over the sideline by Christopherson, who's made her way to the right side. Gordon goes backwards. Plenty of blue players around. That's a dangerous ball. Sally James just has to send it up into the night sky. Johnson tried to be too cute, and Stanich Floody was there. Stanich Floody sends it forward into an at goal, and Bree Edwards dives on it. Bree Edwards getting a couple of touches, not been called into action too often yet, but it's been a fascinating battle of the goalkeepers at Sydney FC. Number 1 goalkeeping position is really up in the air. Talia Franco was benched last week. Here come the attackers. Bryson made her way forward to help Talon Henniker. Tumeth. Dos Santos. Beat the player. Sent it to Casper's advantage, and it's off the crossbar. Gee, that was close. The 2 teenagers combined for what was almost a thrilling goal. Just the way Dos Santos lines up as if to shoot and then squares it to Caspers. Those two on the same page and on the same wavelength. Here comes Faye Bryson, nutmegged one, side netted in the end. Of course, Faye Bryson came over from the Women's Super League, Everton, Reading and Bristol on her resume. As for Sally James, Melbourne City and Perth Glory on her resume, but loves being in the green. Heyman's made her way back into the midfield, trying to get involved in this game. Mackenzie being harangued by Talon Henniker. Bertolicio goes back through dangerous area, and here comes Abini. Players for Sydney FC and numbers. But a clever touch by Malone gets through Talon Henniker. Gordon, great turn to beat Dos Santos and send it to the advantage of Christopherson. Tries the fancy footwork, still being shadowed by Bryson. Gonna beat her with the pace. Crossing ball into Robers. Heyman's lurking behind. There's Heyman. Heyman shoots. And Bree Edwards saves. Well, there's one shot on target for Michelle Heyman. Expect more. 4 goals on the season, has scored in the past 2 games. Of course, the all-time leading goal scorer and appearance maker in A-League women's history. And it just feels inevitable that Michelle Heyman's going to get on target at a crucial moment. Nat Tobin's going to do her best to ensure that doesn't happen. Caspers now. Hoofs it over the top. Headed down by Johnson, who scored a great goal last week. And Antoni Jagerinets helps out with sideline duties. Tumith's throw in. Taylor Young puts Liz Anton under pressure. Lovely passes by Canberra there. And Heyman just mistimed it. One of the keys to this game is going to be Stanish-Floody connecting with Heyman. Just getting on the same page. Those two, when they are on the same wavelength, are a force to be reckoned with. Johnson. Nat Tobin takes a run forward. Oh, nice touch on for Johnson. Johnson can shoot here. Johnson does so! And Johnson roofs it into the net. Lucy Johnson does something Sydney FC have been unable to do all season, and that is score a second goal. Well, again, Nat Tobin called into action, but the touch on by Caspers, and then this finish to up where the Spiders live, that is well out of reach of most any goalkeeper. Sally James could do nothing but just stare at it as it landed. And the scoreboard reads now 2-0 to the Sky Blues. Well, Lucy Johnson, she scored an absolute banger last week. There she is again. Really a force in this Sky Blue side. She's only played in 5 games prior to this match, Lucy Johnson. Already got 3 goals this season. And Heyman there taken down, and it'll be awarded a free kick. Canberra United will, in a dangerous area. They have a few players who can shoot from this range, so Sydney FC, a major mistake. Isabella Mawson lining up the wall. Oh yeah, there was a little hand in the back there from Tumith. Now cameras catch everything. So Bree Edwards, who's kept a clean sheet so far, starting for the first time in many weeks since the early rounds. And it's Stanish-Floody lining up to take the free. Stanish-Floody curls it in, and it's gone to the keeper. Has it crossed the line yet? No! The last line of defence for Sydney FC, and somehow they keep it out of goal. This was a beautiful free kick by Stanish-Floody. The crossbar denying her, and Bree Edwards just happened to be lying in the right spot at the right time. But you would have thought the number of bodies that got pressure on it would send that in. Clean sheet protected, but not out of danger yet. Here's the cross. Corner kick is high and long and over the top. Both teams saying it's theirs. It'll be another corner from the other side now. Bree Edwards, well, facing a test if she's going to earn her spot as #1 goalkeeper. This is possibly the best test. Couple of corners in a row. Robers tells the fans to get on their feet, tells the team to get in the area. Here they come to get back in the game. Canberra, high cross, header over the top. Bertolicio got onto it first, but it was a little too high. And a crowd of players. Johnson got involved in the defence. She's just so crucial, that player. Now Canberra miss an opportunity, and scoreline still 2-0 to Sydney. Bree Edwards can breathe a sigh of relief now after that hectic few moments. Well, there you can see Sydney with 14 shots to Canberra's 5. Only 2 goals coming from those 14 shots. Canberra with a chance here. And lining it up from long range, and that one's going to be easily dived on by Bree Edwards. Had a season's share of touches, Bree Edwards, so far, just in the past few minutes. Of course, she started at the start of the season, Bree Edwards. Came in from Wellington, where she earned the accolade of Save of the Year. And there's a look at the Cove for Sydney FC. They love what they're seeing in Bree Edwards. But it was an interesting one last weekend as Talia Franco made a mistake that led to a goal. And Bree Edwards came on at halftime. Bryson, crossing ball to Johnson. Oh, just tipped away out of danger. Counter-attack for Canberra now. Heyman finds Stanage Floody. Those two, when they get on the same page, are a threat. Malone. Forward to the advantage of Christopherson, who somehow finds her way through traffic. And that's going to be a Canberra ball. Should be, says Christopherson. It won't. It'll be a sky blue throw-in. Heyman finds the ball at her feet, wheels around, looking for a teammate, instead goes herself. She's got to beat Caspers. Robers steps up to help out. Alex McKenzie starting this week after being on the bench last week. Madison Asom, the American defender, unlisted this week. Christopherson got a bear hug there from the defender. Chip in for Taylor Young to shoot it. And just sends it into the stands of Leichhardt Oval. There'll be 1 minute of injury time in this half. It's not been too many stoppages at all. So an additional minute, if Sydney FC can protect the 2-goal lead, they'll go into the change rooms at halftime with a real confidence that they've not seen all season. They've been unable to score more than one goal all season. So already you'd think Ante Juric would be excited. Tumeth to throw in. Words exchanged between Canberra's coach and Isabella Mawson, the referee.
Keeper did it and the thrower did it, and we said yes.
Tumeth throws it in. One more attacking foray for this half, maybe, for Sydney. They'll get it back here. And they won't have time to do much with it. Well, a thrilling first half here at Leichhardt Oval as Sydney FC do something they've not done all year. That is score 2 goals and go into the halftime sheds with a 1-0 lead. Ante Juric sends the Sky Blues in and we watch as the sun sets. The sun's still very much alive on the season for Sydney. At halftime, it's Sydney FC 2, Canberra United 0. Let's take a look at the halftime highlights. And Nat Tobin, the captain, was involved in pretty much every attacking foray. Sent this beautiful ball forward for Princess Abini. 10th season in the league, 10th season in Sky Blue, but doing what she's always done best, and that is scoring. And opportunities like that, she's so clinical. Put Sydney ahead 1-0, but they weren't done yet. Few opportunities came their way, including this one, which was on a platter for Caspers and Dos Santos. They couldn't finish it, and Sally James, being under relentless pressure, has managed to come up with multiple saves. Abini nearly got 2. But it was a couple of touches forward for Lucy Johnson in the end. That was the second goal. This opportunity coming, and almost a thrilling goal. But this one was the top of the roof of the net, and Lucy Johnson just repeating what she did last weekend, sending it up to the back corner, top bins, and the crowd absolutely loving it as Sydney went 2-0 up. Canberra not without their share of opportunities, including this, which was absolutely unbelievable how it did not go over the line and did not end up in the net. So here are the stats: 50-50 possession, really, shots really in favour of Sydney FC, who have been squandering shots all season. It's something they need to get better at, and the coach has acknowledged. 7 on target, 2 obviously in the goals, and passing accuracy did improve, but the scoreline still 2-0. This week on Dub Zone, the panel discussed the incredible run of Melbourne City, and it has fans wondering, can anyone beat the ladder leaders?
Melbourne City is going to win the league from here. I'm
pretty confident there, Tay.
I can't see anyone catching them. But they still haven't resolved the burning question, which is in any one given game. And I'm thinking grand final day.
That's where they need to do it, don't they?
Yeah, and it's very hard as the reigning runner-up to take that next step, because as a coach and as a club, you have to sell the journey and getting back to that point and not taking anything for granted. But I, on the outside, I am taking it for granted. They'll be there on grand final day. It's just a matter of will they
be able to win
take
that
the
game?
next step?
They are prone to the odd upset, and they don't want it to be grand final day.
Narlene Mastu and Teresa Polias also preview Friday night's anticipated game between Western United and Melbourne City.
Well, we've just about hit the midway point of the Ninja A-League season as round 12 is about to kick off on Friday evening when Western United welcome league leaders Melbourne City. Teresa, Western yet to pick up back-to-back wins this season. Why do you think they've been a little bit inconsistent?
Yeah, look, a bit of a yo-yo over season for Western United. And I think it comes down to them not taking big chances in games and putting themselves under pressure and making a game a battle when really it shouldn't be.
And they're going up against a Melbourne City side who haven't shown many vulnerabilities. If you're Kat Smith, how would you almost tell your side to break down that defence?
That's a tough question, Narlene, but look, I think it's about them being really well organised, minimising critical mistakes, going forward, counter-attacking really well, and in the end, taking chances.
Now, we know how dominant Melbourne City have been, but in the recent games, they have kind of shown that they can concede the opportunity every now and then. So do you think that there's any weaknesses you think that Western could exploit in this side?
Look, City are a team consistent all round, so they're very difficult to beat. They're the best team in the competition at the moment, and the ladder shows that. I think with Melbourne City, they do have the odd poor game where they are vulnerable at losing, and I think as the competition goes on and, finals approach, I think that's something that they need to be aware of.
Well, Melbourne City also have Letitia McKenna in this side. She scored a brace in the last game. What makes her such a dangerous threat in this one?
Yeah, Letitia McKenna's really come of age. She's so mature now as a player. She's getting into really good positions. She's high on confidence because Matriciani's backing her and she's getting a lot of minutes and she's taking her shots. And because she's high on confidence at the moment, she's really able to take those chances and score.
Absolutely. Let's see what she can cook up in this fixture. You can catch her live on 10 Play or Paramount Plus.
Well, it's the summer of football, and if you want more between matches, there is plenty of A-League's content available to view.
Hello, welcome to the Isuzu Ute A-League download. Am I talking about the right game? Yeah. Okay.
Welcome to Dub Zone. A lot of big names have gone. A lot of leaders have gone.
Hello and welcome to Total A-Leagues.
I still think he's in the top couple of strikers in the league.
They employ that high press, which makes it extremely hard to play out of.
Welcome to the wall.
I know who it reminds me of? The Pringles logo.
Well, it's a moody night here at Sydney FC's Leichhardt Oval. Certainly not sky blue. We're just watching some weather come in. Of course, it is the summer of football, and alongside some crazy weather, we have all kinds of action coming with the biggest stars playing right here in Australia. Today's football heroes and the next generation of superstars go head-to-head in the A-Leagues.
It's football's hottest summer.
Well, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Well, that is just pretty to watch.
78 games across 28 days.
That is unbelievable!
It's the A-League's biggest summer of football ever.
Oh my goodness, what a strike!
Action-packed fun for everyone these holidays. Family passes start from only $24. Search A-League's tickets online to get your tickets today.
That's all the action you can look forward to over the summer of football. But right now, we are looking at the most exciting action all year for Sydney FC. All season, in fact, they've been unable to score more than one goal. Here they are in the second half, starting in just over a minute, heading into the second half at 2-0 over Canberra United at home. It's been Lucy Johnson and Princess Abini on the scoreboard in the first half. And if you are just joining us, it's Bree Edwards in goals for the first time since the early rounds. She and Talia Franco have been in a battle to get that top job in the goals, and Ante Juric has been pretty upfront about the fact he's willing to put on the best woman on the day, and at the moment it is Bree Edwards between the sticks. Clean sheet so far as they receive their final instructions from Nat Tobin. Here comes Canberra United, led out by Michelle Heyman and Liz Anton. So far been under a barrage of attack. Liz Anton at the back there, trying to figure out a way how to get the ball forward to Michelle Heyman. We know Canberra United can come back from deficits. They've done so in the past 2 games. They have won those games, thanks largely to the boot of that woman there, Michelle Heyman, who scored in both those games. So far, she's had a couple of shots, one on target, but nothing in the net. And it's got to be inevitable if they can get her lined up and in the right position. She usually slots them. Coach Antoni Jagerinets just biding his time and mulling over how things might change in the second half. I'm sure he's been giving some instructions during the break as we head into the second half to be kicked off by Canberra United. And who better than Michelle Heyman? Second half underway, Sydney FC against Canberra United, and Sydney FC with the early lead, 2-0, and looking to get their second win of the season. Been unable to find 3 points since early rounds, since November in fact. And so far in 45 minutes, they've put themselves in good stead. Tori Tumeth's gonna try to put them in good stead in this second half, but Canberra United are going to do everything they can to stop that from happening. They are on the verge of breaking into the top 6, Canberra United, and 3 points tonight would actually put them into 5th position. Something Antoni Jagerinets would love to see, and you can see he's getting increasingly fired up as Faye Bryson sends a ball forward for Kaylee Talon-Henniker, who's had a great first half. Goes the way of Canberra instead. Try to find Heyman early. I'm sure that's part of the plan. She's matched up with Tobin. 2 of the familiar faces from the A-League. Captain Nat Tobin obviously missed last season due to the ACL and came back and has been such a force so far. But Sydney FC decimated by injuries this year. Dangerous ball forward here. Abini couldn't get on the end of it. Liz Anton just cleared it in time. Booted away for Canberra. And you can hear Leichhardt Oval, a fortress for Sydney FC. And Tony Yagarinet's going to have to reach deep into his bag of tricks. Try to bring back 2 goals for Canberra. Mackenzie does well, pulled down by Johnson, raises her arms in exasperation. She thought she'd earned the free kick there. Ball in, Abini, back to goal. Gonna try the chip over the top, can't get through. Tobin follows up and sent out of danger and over the sideline by Faye Bryson. There's been plenty of that this match. Everyone saying it's ours. Pretty physical contest in the first half if you're just joining us. No love lost between these 2 New South Wales sides. Here's Abini. Johnson. Johnson moves it forward, back to Abini. He already scored once. Abini shoots from range. And misses from range. Lovely pass through Johnson. And just a little wide, easy save for Sally James, who's been under relentless attack in the Canberra net. So possession now favouring Canberra. Unable to convert it thus far, but just a little bit more the way of the green machine. Bryson throws it in, looking for a beanie. And Malone against her old side, Sydney FC, wins a little battle. Oh, header up by Bryson and left Gordon in the dirt. She may have had a little head clash there. Bryson seems unfazed, but Gordon is still on the turf. Beth Gordon for Canberra United, the midfielder, or just maybe the hip, the side of the hip on the forehead, and that does hurt. One of the hardest bones to clock. Joined from Western Sydney Wanderers and Newcastle Jets. Beth Gordon returned to Canberra after spending a season here back in 2017 and 2018. Much loved by the local fans in Canberra. She's got up of her own accord and looks to be okay. She might just be checked for concussion. Of course, a very important part of the medical attention the physios give. She'll just take a spell and probably be straight back on by the looks of things. Mackenzie. Sydney FC want to go forward again. Aggressive is how they're going to start this half. Sent over the sideline as Kaylee Talon-Henniker forces another win for the Sky Blues. Bryson sends it in. Abini nearly lost her footing. Got up and got it into danger. Caspers was there lurking behind the defence. Couldn't find her, but Tumit's going to try again. Does keep it in. It's still in. Spinning ball somehow. Tori Tumit. Fancy footwork. And sent out of danger by who else? By Liz Anton. Well, Sydney FC are lurking in the scoring area, and it feels like they are not satisfied with 2. Here comes a corner kick from Indiana Dos Santos. The 17-year-old superstar. What can she conjure up for her side? Headed away by Tumeth, in fact. Tried to get it back down to Dos Santos. Stanish Floody got it out of danger. Now Christopherson's on the run. Christopherson has got pace. Oh, lovely tackle. Perfectly timed by Chauvet. Robers. Goes back to Christopherson. Now Malone. This is a better build-up by Canberra. They've got players out right. Looked for McKenzie. Taylor Young. Taylor Young left boot. Curling and curling over the goal line. Bree Edwards in absolutely no rush to take this, with her team up 2-0. And in terms of resumes putting in to keep that starting spot and the goalkeeper's positioning, she's done well so far. She'll just see that one over the goal line. Try to set something up here from the back with Captain Nat Tobin on her left. So there's been a stop called to play for just a moment. Referee Isabella Mosson's going to give some instructions to the sideline. There has been weather looming. It was raining earlier. Just looking at those clouds there, wondering if there's been something spotted. So there will be a break in play. It looks to be due to weather. They will suspend this match. And of course, the lightning policy for the APL is play will be suspended when lightning and thunder activity is detected within 10-kilometre radius of the match venue. So you'd think that, there you go, well, there it is, top of your screen, lightning detected on our cameras. The match being suspended. Players must leave the field and kick-off will be delayed, re-kick-off. So there you can see it. So a lightning break has been declared here at Leichhardt Oval. We are going to take a short break. Let's take a look at some highlights of this match so far while we wait for play to resume. Well, this is earlier in the match, the first half, a little brighter than you can see now. And Sally James called into action on multiple occasions as Sydney FC launched a barrage of attacks. Indiana Dos Santos, the newly re-signed for 2 years teenage superstar, has been involved in plenty. There she is there with that crossing ball to Talon Henniker. Another cross here. And a header by Tumeth almost found its way to goal. Leaping save by Sally James prevented that. Then there was this long-range strike. Talon Henniker and Bryson collaborating. And Lucy Johnson, after scoring last week, has been involved in so much offensive play. It was Sydney who felt inevitable, and Princess Abini who got them on the scoreboard first through Nat Tobin. Beautiful assist and stunning finish. Really clinical by the 10-year veteran in sky blue. Crowd at Leichhardt Oval absolutely loving it. It is a fairly big crowd here for a Wednesday night. There are a number of opportunities again for Sydney, who have become a team that attacks, and is unable to finish a lot of goals. So many opportunities, so many shots on target. Then there was this through to Abini, who nearly got on twice. A brace so close. Dos Santos causing chaos in the box. Casper's had this on a platter and sent it to the crossbar. Sydney could well and truly be up 3-0 if some of these finishes were converted. Of course, Canberra not without their opportunities. Heyman had a strike, but never really looked to be bothering goalkeeper Bree Edwards. Well, then it was Lucy Johnson from distance last week, and from a little closer, but just as stunning this week. Sent it up to the roof of the net and put Sydney in a position they've not been in all year. 2 goals up. Stanish Floody nearly found her way on the scoreboard, and how that didn't find its way to net is quite unbelievable, as so many bodies were in the way, but just ended up being the Sky Blues getting away with it and out of danger. So we're halftime here at Leichhardt Oval, and we are suspended in play due to a lightning delay. Round 9. Sydney FC are currently 2-0 up against Canberra United. So while we wait, let's take a look at a preview of Adelaide against Wellington.
It's been a blistering round of Ninja A-League action, and tonight's match will look to serve as the sweet treat after a feast of football. Hello and welcome for the first time this season to Martin Sports Complex as Adelaide United take on the Wellington Phoenix in round 11 of the Ninja A-League. A look now to how Adelaide United will be lining up. 2 changes for them. You can see that Erin Healy has dropped out. Sean Dewey returns after being rested midweek. And it's a whole swath of changes on the bench. Abby Middleton, Tiana Karambassis and Chrissy Panagaris all feature after missing midweek. So Wellington had made 2 changes to the side that beat Western Sydney Wanderers 3-0 on Thursday. Goal scorer Alyssa Wynnum drops to the bench, as does Mebe Tanaka. Daisy Brazendale rejoins the 11, as does Manaya Elliott, who gets her first start since round 3. And Adrian Stenter has predicted that tonight's clash should be a really entertaining game due to the Wellington Phoenix being the most informed team in the competition at the moment. Well, last time these 2 sides played was the first win, first points and first clean sheet of the season for the Phoenix. Paul Temple made the decision to bench 3 of his starters, and it paid dividends with the tenacity of performance demonstrated by his players to secure that 1-0 victory. Wirtz immediately passes back. He aims to move as quickly far forward as possible. Dewey, first touch in her return. Hodgson comes up against Jaber and Barry, passing it between themselves. Dewey gets a touch. Bilal forced to come out. And the ball pins back and forth between the 2 keepers. McCutcheon tries to swing it. Clearance from Jenkins gets only halfway. Longo plays it through the through ball. We'll go out for the first corner of the game. Strong work from Ferguson. Have a look at that beautiful ball from Annalie Longo. Ferguson does well to keep up with it, but the sliding challenge there pushes it out for the first corner. Longo comes in short, headed towards, and then a Cully. It pins back and forth. Well, Hodgson wasn't able to keep a hold of it, so it'll be another corner, this time the way of Phoenix again on the other end. Comes off the head of Mackenzie Barry. Cully tried to bring it back through. Hayden Centre wasn't too happy with what he's seeing so far. We've seen Adelaide score a couple of early goals so far this season, of course. Only Hodgson scored that first goal, the goal within the first 10 minutes of play against Central Coast, and that was all the difference in that game. Very valuable 3 points, another clean sheet for them. Jale. Longo. Jale now. Looking for that ball to be crossed in. Wall. Flirting with the sideline. Able to just beat Leon. Tries to play it low and it flashes past. Well, Ferguson was there. It was a golden opportunity for the Wellington Phoenix. Beautiful work here from Lara Wall, dancing one way and the other. And the ball just flashed past the face of goal. Elliott. Not quite cleared, and Longo! Just wide. Well, in the past couple of minutes, we've really seen what the Wellington Phoenix intend to bring in this game today. The ball from Elliott, cross back, wasn't quite cleared by McNamara. Hodgson to Condon again. Morgan does well with the interception. Condon, Dorbin now. Who's waiting for her there? Is this the opportunity? It works off balance. That was a great combination for Adelaide United, and in the end, just the off-balance attempt. Dorbin here, beautiful cross back in, where it just couldn't quite get her balance right before she struck it. Headed back and forth. Morgan just trying to direct it into the path of the player with space. So the long ball over the top persists just to try and clear it out of a dangerous area. The two centre backs for Phoenix combining. Jale now on the move.
Just play, just play.
Connecting with it long. Longo. In the battle with Dewey. Grace Jale does well. Longo now, pressing forward. Takes the moment to cut inside. Running one way and the other. Trying to dance on the ball, but the young Sean Dewey, she's done well. Made the most of that rest break throughout the week. Brought down by Jale. Able to use her physical attributes so well. The height and strength.
Sit. Someone's got to sit.
Longo going for the run, trying to find that killer ball to thread through, to no avail. What is going to be the piece of magic that breaks the deadlock in this game?
Go to ball.
Wellington using those shapes, using those triangles. Well, tackle success rate at the moment, 50% for Adelaide, 44% for Wellington. Here's an opportunity now for Dorba. Streaming down, looking to cross it back. And it'll be the first corner of the game for Adelaide. We've seen so much of the ball really being stuck around the middle and towards where Wellington are aiming in this first half, but great run here from Dorba. Plays it off wall. Condon, high ball. There's several shouts. And Beth Rattray takes a moment before pointing back to the corner. So another opportunity here for Adelaide. Delightfully weighted ball, just front of goal. Condon goes short. Shorter this time than the previous attempt. Get another opportunity here. Will she try and cross it in? Comes off the head. Just goes over the crossbar in the end, but some strong attacking intent there from Adelaide. Some opportunities there, the best we've seen. Past 30 minutes from them. Each other's style of play, almost stifling the other at points. Condon running at that ball hard to the applause of the fans. What can Emily Condon do here? Makes the choice. And a brilliant save from Valau. Has to get down low. So 3 quick corners now for Adelaide. Really trying to challenge and get that goal before the halftime whistle. And Dorba looking for that birthday goal. Longo positioning her body underneath. Kelly slipping on the surface now. Hodgson does well to be in a good position. Dorba on a plate for Dorba. And another brilliant save from Carolina Valau. Well, it looked to be a save from Valau. Another look at that play. Dorba low. Condon, high, headed away by Barry. Cross back in, Valau, it spills, and it hits the back of the net, and Adelaide United take the lead. Well, it's the end of the run of the period with no goals conceded from Wellington Phoenix, and Adelaide United, they take the lead in this battle between 4th and 5th. Crossed in, bounced over the top. And it's great work from Emily Condon, who's been on fire all afternoon so far. Corner kicks just practice before able to that long range effort. Adelaide now trying to move the ball down the pitch. We're moving with pace, but they've slowed it down again. They're trying to keep that composure, keep hold of the possession where possible.
Get there. You've got to get there.
Barry doing well defensively. Pickpocketed by Dorba. Here comes Chelsea Dorba. Opportunity for Dorba. And she taps it home and she gets the goal on her birthday. And Adelaide take the 2-0 lead in a matter of minutes. Well, it was the run of Dorba. It's felt like it's been coming all day. The birthday present for the birthday girl. Just in stride, the little flick in. She had Fiona Wirtz there in support if was necessary as well. And just like that, Adelaide are up 2-0. Kelly plays it through to McCutcheon. Morgan. McCutcheon doing well. Elliott had Hodgson around it. He's hit the deck again. Longo plays on. She has the ability to strike from distance. Annalie Longo.
There'll be 5 minutes of time added on. 5 minutes.
Confirmation of 4 minutes of time added on. A long distance strike. But always looking wide, never troubling Claudia Jenkins too much. Taking her time, looking for the long option. And Beth Rattray blows her whistle. Well, stifling conditions and both teams coming off a turnaround. But Adelaide, 2 goals in 3 minutes, able to create the magic. Emily Condon, the first on the score sheet this evening. And that's what it is at halftime. It is Adelaide United 2, Wellington Phoenix 0. It'll be Wellington Phoenix to get us back underway. Daisy Brazendale. Kelly just couldn't keep it under control. Hodgson on throw duties for Adelaide. McCutcheon. Oh, she's been impressive, doing well to just try and guard that ball and still use her technical ability to keep a hold of it in possession for her team. Brazendale. Just try to clear it long. Dealt with immediately by the Adelaide defensive line. Ferguson gut running to begin the second half. Well, game on Thursday we saw a goal within the opening 7 seconds of the second half from Phoenix. Haven't been able to quite get the ball in the back of the net so far this game. We know the fighting spirit that they've shown. Longo now on the run. Couldn't beat McNamara. Leon looks down the line. And Fiona Wirtz in a field of her own. Fiona Wirtz just couldn't get the shot away with enough power. So venture both ends of the pitch, and Fiona Wirtz, she had so much space. Jaber coming through. Booted long. Morgan. Wirtz trying to find some space. Low delivery into the box. Adelaide still in control here. Wirtz goes long. Powerful strike, but just off target. Another look at that attempted strike. Dorba not wanting Villar to spend too much time on the ball. Create that pressure. Wirtz now. Fiona Wirtz using her speed, able to pin it back, but again to the side netting. The last ditch defending will lead Adelaide to another corner. That flick off the boot. It's been some years since Matilda McNamara has scored. You have to go all the way back to February 2022. Also had some time away from the Ninja A-League, came back start of the season, and it's been a consistent performer for her side. Wynnum dancing in the ball, lays it off for Elliott. Alyssa Wynnum again playing it low. Jenkins comes out. Relying on Matilda McNamara to jump over to protect the ball. Wynnum. Waiting for the opportunity, Wynnum. And it's bundled into the back of the net. And Wellington Phoenix have joined the party. It's an unfortunate own goal for Lucia Leon. But again, the impact of Alyssa Wynnum, she's come on, she's made something. And well, the Phoenix are right back into this game. Oh, look, that ball delivered in. Well, Lucia Leon was trying to chest it away, but of course it's the work of Alyssa Wynnum. That's 2 in score involvements we've seen from her, of course, that important first goal on Thursday now. The crucial assist here to get her team right back into the play. Longo swings it in, punched away by Jenkins. Elliott flicks it overhead, headed away by McNamara. McCutcheon drives it toward goal, but Jenkins judges the bounce and able to collect. And punched away by Jenkins, and Wynnum flicks it back overhead. McCutcheon did well to get the body behind it. It's given Wellington the opportunity, the chance. Still that goal behind, but plenty more football to play. Jale. Curling effort! Again, punched away. Another look, Jale. You know she can strike it from distance, on target. Wall. Morgan, pressure right on her tail from Longo. McCutcheon, again sailing wide. Jenkins was full stretch. Look, first time, look at the ball. Jale finds Longo, beautiful ball. Annalie Longo, well, dispossessed by McNamara. Saw Annalie Longo score that brace against Brisbane in December. Now what a powerful goal scoring threat she is, of course, captain of this side as well. Java. Meakin, Wynnum. Trying to find the option there, and Jale comes to meet it.
Substitution of 4, Wellington coming off.
Main. There was ample opportunity there. Delivered in into the side netting. Well, the seconds will tick down. But Wellington have been smart and quick when they win the ball back from those long cleared balls. Wynnum plays it low. Main. Well, Jenkins low and in the right place. But Wellington is still threatening. Despite the time ticking on. And stoppage. Main does well to connect. Jenkins. The back of the head there. Potentially could be the last passage of play in this game. Just Olivia Kelly tried to rise up for the header just into the back of Dorba. He's back up on her feet. Of course, the birthday girl in the game today. Able to score that second goal. And has proved the difference so far for Adelaide. Well, really at referee Beth Rattray's disposal here. Ball pumped long. And the final whistle blows. So Adelaide continue their undefeated start to 2025. Wellington off the back of consecutive clean sheets and wins, unable to get it done here today. But a massive moment for the Reds, and they will go up into 4th position on the table. So 3 clear of the Phoenix, of course. Massive importance in what the standings will be at the end of the season. And at full time, this game is Adelaide United 2, Wellington Phoenix 1.
We are currently in a lightning delay here at Leichhardt Oval in the match between Sydney FC and Canberra United. While we wait for the weather to clear, let's take a look back at Dub Zone this week. The panel discussed Alyssa Wynnum and her positive impact on Wellington Phoenix being a great advertisement for the game.
I think there's an element of surprise because Alyssa Wynnum throughout the whole season has been getting into good goal scoring positions not finishing, and we're just waiting for her to take that next step. This is a player who could be 5, 8, 10 goals a season, even in the back half of the season, 5+ in the remaining games, due to her movement and the positions she gets into to score.
She does. She's now linking up really well with Ferguson and Main and Longo as well, so it's come at a good time though.
I wanted to talk about just the joy and the excitement, though. This is the sort of thing that when I think people see it, they think, I want to sign up and play. Alyssa Wynnum, I think for New Zealand football, might be the best marketing tool they have.
Well, Alyssa Wynnum is going to be on show again this Sunday as Wellington face Newcastle. Let's take a look at the preview of that match.
Plenty more Ninja A-League action heading your way at Potarua Park as Wellington Phoenix will welcome Newcastle Jets. Now, Teresa, the Knicks perhaps very disappointed with their loss, and we saw Annalie Longo was very frustrated as well. They seem to only kind of have moments in specific patches in matches. How can they try and, have a very good performance for the entirety of a game?
Yeah, they would have been disappointed with that loss, given that they were on, the up, in terms of the ladder. But look, yeah, it comes down to that consistency within a game. At times they tend to have a few defensive lapses and teams capitalise on that.
And as for the Jets, they rank second for the most big chances created, yet it just ain't happening when it comes to conversion for goals. What do you put that down to?
I mean, when you throw that stat out there, I'm amazed at that. And you do see it in games. They play well, they get forward well, and I guess it's just a lapse of concentration in those critical moments.
And Jets, of course, have to make that trip all the way out to Wellington. From your experience in the past, how difficult is it to have all that travel in addition to kind of short recovery times in between those midweek games?
This is an extremely difficult patch for the Jets, and they really need to show their character in this trip over to Wellington because it's not getting any easier. But like you said, they are a team that do create the big chances. It's just a matter of them putting them away.
Well, both teams will be eager for 3 points in this game. You can catch it live on Paramount Plus or 10 Play.
Live shots of Leichhardt Oval where play has been suspended in the match between Sydney FC and Canberra United just after half-time. While we wait for this weather to clear, we're going to take a look at some of the highlights of a Perth versus Sydney match. This was on the 10th of January and Sydney came away with a draw.
Dos Santos, Connors running onto it. Shea Connors hits the post and Dumont can gather. Last week, Sydney FC hit the post twice in the first half. Douglas trying to pick it back up, but it comes to Rubini. Caspers searching for Connors. Shea Connors, is she onside? One-on-one with the keeper, Connors, but Dumont stands tall. One of the best goalkeepers that this league has ever seen in those one-on-one situations. Sinaga's ball towards the back post. Holler will get there. Gabby Holler playing it back to Douglas. You don't get a better return to the competition celebration than that. Caitlin Douglas, her 50th game. A massive welcome back because she has given the Glory the lead. Sydney FC looking to strike just before the break. Cassidy in the way, but the ball's put in the middle. What a goal from outside the area, from absolutely nowhere. Sydney FC equalised just before the break. It's Lucy Johnson once again for the second week in a row. Back to Indiana Dos Santos, who's found the ball at the edge of the area. Still Dos Santos. Casey Dumont can claim at the front post. Johnson. Back central. Henniker, Hawkesby, Mackenzie Hawkesby, saved by Dumont. Well, off the bench, Hawkesby had the opportunity to be Sydney's hero. And she is again trying to beat Chinema. Hawkesby still on the ball. It's come out to a beanie with the strike. Dumont palms it away. Sunaga, turning, playing it forward to Lincoln. Ella Lincoln off the substitutes bench. Ella Lincoln palmed away by Edwards. Fantastic work from Lincoln. Delivering towards the front post. Edwards palms it away. Still live for the Glory. Cassidy's delivery. High, dangerous, looping. And just missing the frame of goal. She throws her head back.
Still waiting for the lightning to clear here at Leichhardt Oval in this round 9 clash between Sydney and Canberra. While we wait, we're going to treat you to a match that played over the weekend that was an exciting one. The Mariners travelled to Western Sydney to face off against the Western Sydney Wanderers.
The players ready and waiting to come out, ready to kickstart this contest. An important 3 points up for grabs. Had a busy weekend of football. Top of the cable clash. A chance for the Mariners to break back into the 6. Amy Harrison seems to be all smiles, not affected by the rain at all. For the Western Sydney Wanderers, Jeff Abrams makes 3 changes to his side that fell to the Phoenix during the midweek. Keely Segovic comes in to replace Sham Karmas, who had a red card in that game. Liv Price and Ella Buchanan also make a return to the 11. Anna Harada and Amelia Kassar return to the matchday squad and start on the bench this afternoon. And there is Segovic for Western Sydney Wanderers. Big shoes to fill with Sham Karmas unavailable in this contest. She played the majority of the last game against Wellington Phoenix. She conceded 3 goals, but it was a dominant performance from the Phoenix. A really tough game and some really thriller goals we saw there. But her first ever start in this competition. So some pressure on her shoulders, but I'm sure her teammates have got around her for her big starting debut. And for the Central Coast Mariners, M. Husband names an unchanged 11 that lost to Adelaide 8 days ago. Bianca Galich once again starts in defence, and Jay Pennick leads the line. Peter Trimitz once again starts on the bench alongside Leah Puxty and Tiana Fuller. And if you are confused why Bianca Galich is in centre defence, that's a lot of the injury issues that the Central Coast Mariners have had. They've just had to make do with what they have. First win, and we are underway with the Wanderers kicking us off. That ball's cleared immediately out of play, but this must be difficult for Jeff Abrams to come in with this squad, obviously a part of the staff already anyway, but to implement your ideas and trying to get this side a lot of morale and get them motivated. And her husband also having to keep her side motivated. They've been really, really injury struck as this season has gone on, losing players and just kind of losing steam. Price went for it, didn't come down with the ball that time. And foul's called. So set piece opportunity for Jade Pennick and the Central Coast Mariners. Just poor touch initially and then absolutely clattered by Ella Buchanan. First test for Segovic. Ray curling it in, got some runners there. Rasmussen couldn't time it, but that was a good ball, very inviting. Right idea. Rasmussen, as we said, player to watch in this game. A real central threat forward. Martin took a slip. Sylvester on the ball, but one back by the Mariners. And Price going down the line. Push LaRue. And LaRue had gone a little bit too early in the end. Taylor Ray. Imagine we'll see a lot of this as the game continues. Wanderers having to sit in their defensive structure, not allow the Mariners to find little pockets of space to work through and kind of work through on the counter. Sylvester, that's a good switch out. See if Harding has gone a little bit too early. Flag hasn't gone up, still Harding. Cuts it back, and then Eunice got too far underneath the ball. Potentially they were thinking, could there have been a flag? But it was a good switch of play from Sienna Sylvester to see the run of Sophie Harding, and then Eunice maybe had a little bit more time than she realised.
My bad!
Eunice was pushed, and then Shay Evans just came in really strong, charging through. She's all smiles about it. Don't think Talia Eunice is all smiles about it. She's in a world of pain on the ground, but came in and clattered straight through. Evans closing down. Nunn not able to collect the ball. Price comes away with it. Gets past one. Can't get past the second. They want to play quickly here, the Mariners. Nunn got Rasmussen up ahead on the left-hand side. And Pennick had to come back to retrieve it, but he can make it work.
Stay on feet! Delay!
Forced around now. Rasmussen takes the effort. First save from Segovic.
Talia, quicker, yeah? Quicker!
Worth taking a strike from out there was curling, but seen the whole way through.
Good push.
Push LaRue not able to retain possession. Pennick. That's a smart play from Jade Pennick, and that strike across goal from Bianca Galich. Wide attempt, but Pennick created space. Galich attacked it, just couldn't find the far post.
It's just, if you're the only option, you seem to get it.
Maybe in that moment she would have wished she was right-footed, and there it slots into the net for Brooke Nunn. A sloppy mistake. She does the night-night like Steph Curry. And that's a poor goal to give away from the Western Sydney Wanderers. Brooke Nunn.
Gemma!
They're playing out from the back, and Gemma Ferris getting a player in trouble, and Segic tried to play it back, and then easy as you like. That's really unfortunate for the Wanderers' defence. Brooke Nunn, first goal, joining her 1 assist so far this season. She's been disruptive up front, just hasn't been able to find the back of the net, and a chance, she slotted away. Didn't really probably know too much about it in the end. Jade Pennick, can she double the lead for the Mariners as they charge forward? And she was teeing up at the driving range and just kept lifting and lifting. Certainly had the right to take the shot, but just sliced through it and it just kept on going. Push LaRue coming really deep to help out her side. Price now, closed down by Evans, has to turn.
Move it! Keep it moving! Keep it moving!
Ferris. And that slipped behind Segic and just wide of goal. It's nervy moments for the youngster. It really will be a time and really important for somebody the likes of Amy Harrison, who is in her defence, to maybe have a chat to her, just calm her nerves.
Good, Brooke. Good, Brooke. That's okay, good. Keep working laterally. Go higher, Brooke. Good.
Safe. You need to do the work there.
Rasmussen not able to bring it down. It's a great switch.
Once it goes, you've got to try and get in front.
Oh, quick off her line. It was a beautiful ball, well weighted over Buchanan, and then keeper quick to react, quick off the line. Hooligan, none. Switching it to Evans. Is that ball too strong? It may just sit up. Sent across. No runners coming. Harrison says no thank you. We'll set up for a corner. That ball, maybe potentially because of that rain, that ball just sat a little bit and allowed Evans to get on the end of it, but I think everybody may have expected it just go slightly long and nobody made that run through the middle. Played short to Ray. Nash coming to overlap. Martin just got a pocket of space by herself, able to curl it in. Rasmussen right there. Punched away. The follow-up effort from Quilligan. Quilligan! Over the top. Makes it a second. And that's the second for the Central Coast Mariners. Tess Quilligan getting her first goal. Took a strike at it. Couldn't get it the first time. Tried it low, went high, and got the reward. Not really much the keeper could have done. Got fingertips to it, but couldn't poke it away far enough. Coming through, Sophie Harding taking a big knock in her face. And the second foul is called, and Silveska's just having a shoving match with Galich. I think Silveska's saying she pulled her hair. Harding's down on the ground. Galich is trying to explain it. Lots of words being said. Annabelle Martin's waving it away. Taking a look at it again. Galich with that off arm. I don't think it was intentional, but she certainly caught Harding. And then the afters in Silveska and Galich. Bianca Galich just reshifting that captain's armband. They're all smiles for the Central Coast Mariners. Hopefully Sophie Harding is okay. That is always quite a little bit jarring, getting hit in the face. And just tunneled Sophie Harding and Sarah Rowe. Both went for it, and certainly a shove there on Sarah Rowe. And a shoving match going on there of Amy Harrison and Bianca Galich, captain on captain crime, in the middle of the park. Just the intensity in the last few minutes certainly intensifying. Amy Harrison maybe didn't like Galich's challenge on Silveska earlier. Again. Nunn able to turn into space. She can take a shot. She can find Rasmussen, and Rasmussen skies it over the bar. Just rushed the attempt. Got it all wrong. Brooke Nunn slotted her in. Maybe the angle was quite tight, but surely has to hit the target, force a save. Buchanan picked off by Pennick. And poked away, but finds Evans. The pass attempt a little bit soft. But that's the close of the first 45 minutes of football here at Wanderers Football Park. Brooke Nunn got the scoring underway, applying the pressure to Gemma Ferris. Ferris just giving it up to Segovcic, and then all confusion there. Nunn slotting it away, and there's Tess Quilligan right behind Brooke Nunn. She's the second goal scorer. All smiles for the Central Coast Mariners. Lots to work on for the Western Sydney Wanderers for the next 45 minutes. But at half-time, it is the Western Sydney Wanderers 0, Central Coast Mariners 2. The Western Sydney Wanderers have made a half-time substitution with Millie Bennett coming on. And replacing Ella Buchanan. And we are underway for the second 45 minutes of football. Evans trying to latch onto that long ball forward, couldn't do it that time. There is Sienna Silvesca, leading goal scorer for the Western Sydney Wanderers this season. Scored a hat-trick previously, taken off at half-time. Eunice trying to switch it out. Asking for the run of Kushla but Martin mops it up. Rowe saw the free player in Galich. It is one of Bianca Galich's skills, is she'll feel the contact but able to keep possession. And they've lost out now to the Wanderers. Sophie Harding out wide. Can she get the good delivery into this box? It's floating. Langman had to reach a long way back.
Hey, well done! Well
and she caught it.
Come on, next job! Come on, next job!
It's an inviting ball. If there was somebody behind Langman, certainly think she would have felt a little bit nervy. And she took that grab, making sure she held it the whole way down.
Pricey, adjust! Pricey, get on the ball!
Quilligan.
All right, wait till we get set. Wait. When you're ready. Talia, start with Soph. Talia!
Chisari. Poked away. Rasmussen can attack the space left behind. Rasmussen well wide. And Sekovcic. Here's as you like. Space to attack, but she was just forced very wide with Amy Harrison. None. Evans. None called for it in the spot. Got it right there. Slipping and sliding is the defence of the Western Sydney Wanderers. Cross came in. Segovcic, good hands. Brooke Nunn has been really good this game. Forced Price to the ground.
Good, bounce.
Eunice. Cross in. That's good. Langman was taken out. The free kick is going to be awarded. It's a good cross from Talia Eunice, but Sophie Harding, I think she realised as she was in the air she wasn't going to get it. Galich, how was she able to just keep the ball even for the slight amount of time that she did as she went to ground? So impressive, Bianca Galich, winning duels all the time. There's certainly a trip in the box. I am quite surprised that a penalty has not been called. Harrison did look to trip Bianca Galich, even if it was accidental. She was certainly tripped up. Maybe is there a call that it was outside the box? It may have just been one step out, but Galich was certainly tripped up even as she went forward and denying a chance for Bianca Galich to get onto the end of the ball. And now she steps up. Can she make it a third? It was certainly accidental from Harrison, but Galich was clean on goal. She probably would have got to the ball first. Segovcic in goals. Takes a deep breath. Settles herself. And slots it away. And there's the third for the Central Coast Mariners. Unfortunate for the Western Sydney Wanderers. Not how they would have wanted the second half to go. Bianca Galich was fouled. Bianca Galich slots it away. Cool calm collected from the captain. Segovcic went the right way, outstretched arm, but it was perfectly placed by Bianca Galich. And they may be through here. Shay Evans, the ball sits up. And Evans with a second effort. Did it come off the arm? Maybe, maybe not. Play continues either way. Evans probably should have scored or at least got it closer to goal. The Sevicic came quick off her line and ultimately did all she needed to do to block the path of that ball as it veered closer to the back of the net.
Good, Rowie. Drop off, good, Rowie. Let's drop. Run the side, right.
Spinning, trying to win these duels. Eunice pulled, dragged, finding a teammate. And Cassar push LaRue now. This young Western Sydney Wanderers side. What can they do? What can they find? Can they step up? That's a good ball into the box, headed away though. Only as far as Chisari. And Langman seeing it through.
Get the ball! Go!
Those kids are doing bottle flips at the back of the goals. Evans maybe rushed the first. Had more time. She probably thought to maybe find a teammate and look up. She just had all eyes for the goals. And it is Danica Matos who will wear the captain's armband now. Able to loop it over the keeper. Got her first goal ever in the competition. As they're making their way through row. Can get the header, Goldwood Galich. And then Bianca Galich, 69 minutes penalty. Mooney Harrison, a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. Can they create a goal-scoring opportunity now, the Wanderers? As they slip it through, beats Ray, finds Harding's feet, but she can't find the ball quick enough to release it. Out by Bennett. Cross goes in. Eunice is there, heads it back forward. Can they get another effort? Cassar bundled over. Pennick. Trimis. It's a good cross. And an even better header across from Eunice to get something on it to send it back centrally. Just nobody on the end to latch onto it. That effort from Matos is well wide.
Well done, team. Well done. Good fight there. Well done.
Harada. Ray. Kazula. Galich. Run's been made. Run has been found. Chance to go for goal. Lifted over to deny a fourth goal scorer. It was Fuller who took the effort. Sula. Galich taken out. And play goes on. Amy Cassar making her presence felt. Ball sent centrally. Eunice with the effort. Could have hit hard. Doesn't matter. Finds the net. And it's going to be called back. No, it's not. It is a consolation goal for the Western Sydney Wanderers. Liv Price on the score sheet. Could there have been an initial call for a handball? It was a dangerous ball into the box, not dealt with by Krasula. Eunice took an ambitious strike, and then Price with the follow-up effort. Thunderous into the back of the net. But there is the full-time whistle at the Wanderers Football Park. It is the visitors, Central Coast Mariners, who walk away with all 3 points. Tess Quilligan there on screen, very happy. Her first ever goal. Bianca Galich from the spot made it 3-0. Brooke Nunn got the scoring underway. Good performance from the captain. And Bianca Galich, a strong performance from her side. Amy Chisari's going to walk away with this game with not the 3 points, but a scar and a story to tell. But it was a physical battle, physical game. Lots of impressive things for Em Husband to take away, some things to improve for the Western Sydney Wanderers. But at the Wanderers Football Park it ends. Western Sydney Wanderers 1, Central Coast Mariners 3.
We're still in a weather delay here at Leichhardt as Sydney FC hosts Canberra United. While we wait, we're going to bring you some more action from Dub Zone panel this week. And Caitlin Douglas had a stunning comeback to Perth Glory, celebrating her 50th game with this game and a goal.
Great to see Caitlin Douglas back, a player I actually played against who was a very good attacking threat for the Glory. And, you know, she's back, game one, starts, instant impact.
These are the players that in this league, particularly the one-team towns, are built on. Caitlin Douglas. Like the instant rapport to have with her new teammates that she wouldn't have played with in the past, just goes to show what sort of a person she is.
Smart, yeah.
Overcome 2 ACLs.
Wow.
Tried her luck in Victoria, tried her luck in New South Wales, and then just couldn't stop scoring in NPL WA. Played in the All-Stars game in pre-season against Perth Glory for the All-Stars and was always just there and never gave up on the dream. And of course it should mean the world to her because I think for fans and for teammates, players like this mean the world to this competition. And yes, it makes Matildas, but you can't make those Matildas if you can't sharpen iron against iron and against players like that who will do any and everything to live the dream.
Well, it's a smart signing from Stephen Peters, and I think she was top goal scorer in the WA NPL as well. So she's hit the ground running for the Perth Glory.
Well, Caitlin Douglas will be on show again this weekend as Melbourne Victory play Perth Glory. Here's a preview of what you can look forward to in that match.
The home of the Matildas will host Melbourne Victory and Perth Glory in what is set to be a mouth-watering clash. Now, Teresa, Melbourne Victory, high on confidence, coming off their win in the last game. How important was that for them to show that they can bounce back from a shock defeat?
Yeah, look, I think it was their best performance in a while, so they'll take a lot of confidence from that. And moving forward, that mentality, they have to take that against any team and go for the win.
And Gilnick back to goal-scoring ways, which was great to see. And she mentioned post-game that Jeff Hopkins' message to the side was kind of just switch positions and be a little bit fluid in that forward line. How difficult is that for an opposition to defend against?
I mean, if you look at the team that Victory have on paper, I'm not surprised that he has said that in terms of their quality and experience, but very hard to defend against attackers that move a lot and have that fluidity. It really tends to disorganise a backline and confuse them. So a tough ask for Perth Glory.
Well, let's see what Perth Glory can also cook up in attack, because we've also seen Caitlin Douglas, who made her return after a 4-year absence. How important is it for a player like her to have already got the goal in her first game back to kind of prove that she still has more to give to this side?
It was so wholesome to see the return of Caitlin Douglas, a great player over the years for Perth Glory, made an instant impact. She came back, scored straight away. So first of all, her experience shows. She put herself in good positions and her finishing was on point. So, you know, it's great that she's, again, available for Perth in the next game, and they'll be really looking to work the team around her and get her on the ball in critical areas to score.
Well, we can't wait to see how these two sides match up against each other on Saturday evening. Catch it live on Paramount Plus or 10 Play.
Still in a weather delay here. That's what you have to look forward to this weekend with Melbourne Victory. And while we wait for the weather to clear in this round 9 match between Canberra and Sydney, we're going to take you back to some of the action just played over the weekend. It was Melbourne Victory up against Newcastle.
Well, we certainly had some torrential rain during the midweek fixtures, and the Newcastle Jets were there when they were hosting Adelaide United, playing in what would be probably one of the most exciting 3-all draws you will ever see. Newcastle Jets coming from 3-1 behind to score 2 late goals to get a point for Ryan Campbell's side. They'll be hoping that that kind of performance translates to this afternoon's game against Melbourne Victory, a side who themselves are hungry for all 3 points after a 2-0 loss to the Brisbane Roar during the midweek. Also, Victory weren't at their best, weren't at the races, weren't playing their best football. Maybe looking to get back into that kind of form that sees them sitting in the top 3. And how these sides face off this afternoon. Ryan Campbell is forced to make one change to his starting 11 with Sheridan Gallagher unavailable due to suspension. Sophie Hoban comes back into the squad and starts. And Chloe Waterlow starts for the 2nd game in a row. And Lara Gooch once again is coming off the bench, coming back from that injury that had her out for a little while. So we'll see if she gets some playing time. But they'll be facing this Melbourne Victory side, and Jeff Hopkins has made one change to his 11 that fell to Brisbane. Laura Pickett starts her 3rd game of the season, replacing Ali Wilson, who's got an ankle injury. Emily Gilnick starts up top for Victory, and Sophia Sakalis and Ella O'Grady start on the bench alongside the likes of Rosie Curtis and Ava Brightus. Melbourne Victory side, very formidable. The goals have been something that they have struggled with. Michaela Ryan alongside Claire Green, but we are ready to go here at number 2 Sports Ground. It is Newcastle Jets who get us going first. That ball's picked off in the middle of the park. First sights of Alex Shidiak. That pass a little bit short, eventually played long. Flannery able to come through. Both sides would really love to use the width of the park. Try to exploit the fullbacks, find space, get the ball into central areas after that. They have to be patient, have to be resilient. It won't be an easy game. Newborn. Newcastle are a team that likes to utilise the press, but not full on, not all the time. Ryan Campbell usually is the person to trigger it. You'll hear his voice on the touchline, calling the instruction when and where to do it. Chidiak out to Gilnick, got low through the middle. She can get the ball, sends it across, and there is the effort. Good save by Robertson. Newcastle avoiding the danger. There's a good ball in from Gilnick. Nice pass to start out from Chidiak. Down. Intensity level for the moment. Gilnick wants to work it centrally. Not dealt with. Lowe picks it off. Rachel Lowe. Robertson, good hands to it. Chico. See already, Emma Gilnick starting really wide. Wouldn't have expected that when you saw the team sheet. She is a really excellent decision maker. Low running through the middle. We'll see if they rotate as the game goes on. That ball from Gilnick the first time was in the right spot. Robertson just quick off her line. Flannery. Apollonia tried to work it back into the path of either Murphy or Chidiak, not able to do so that time. The ball ricochets back. Chidiak able to run onto it. Got Chico up ahead. Avoids her by finding Emily Gilnick. Sends it across. That's a good ball. And near the line, Gilnick coming through with the second effort. Just couldn't get that contact right. It was smart from Gilnick to get that ball back in. Put it in the right spot. Contact by Lowe at the near post, but nobody in that far post to back it up. Hoban. Allen. Away they go, Newcastle. And themselves their first corner of the afternoon. Morrison redirecting that pass. Hasn't made herself a little bit worse off after that challenge. And there she is on the ground once again. Pickett. Chidiak, edge of the box, Chidiak. And Robertson seeing it the whole way through.
Once again in a central area. Beautiful pass to Gilnick. Gilnick on the score sheet. Gilnick getting her 7th of the season. Hasn't scored since round 3. Beating Robertson at her near post. Well worked from Melbourne Victory, getting reward for all of their attacking pressure. Apollonia did well to win the ball off Dundas, and it was a smart pass on the angle. And Gilnick maybe shot it into the path of Robertson, who deflected it into the back of the net. But Emily Gilnick, her second start since her injury, and she's back on the score sheet, doesn't need many opportunities. 7th goal of the season, and it is Melbourne Victory who are leading a goal up at the number 2 sports ground. Flannery doesn't have many options to the ball box, and that's deflected away. Fighting, a lot of contact, and Victory getting the luck of the whistle. Shevsky maybe at fullback this afternoon. He's a lethal attacking threat. Looks to set up a teammate, got some tall targets. Morrison, Bunch, Gilnick goes along the ground. All deflected back into her path. And that's deflected once again, having no luck getting past the first door. Melbourne Victory, they need to be mindful. Chidiak able to control it down. Flannery working her way centrally and working her way to a shot at the near post. And Robertson was ready and waiting. Gilnick. That pass just too much on it at the end. No idea. Just couldn't find the connection that time. Apollonia rode the challenge, took the ball with her. Too strong with the pass, but may just fall for Victory. There, Jeff Hopkins asking his side to be a little bit more decisive. They need to be quicker with these passes out. On the opposite side, Ryan Campbell pleased with that pressure that his side is applying. And if you are just joining us now, it is Melbourne Victory who are up 1. Tried to get the flick on, unable to do so that time. Apollonia losing out to Hoban. Got Jackson alongside her. Tries to slip it through for Lauren Allen. She may be off, but Lauren Allen still with a chance and goal straight at Newborn. And Janchevsky sees it away. But Lauren Allen one-on-one with Courtney Newborn and shot straight at her. Been a long time since Lauren Allen got on the score sheet. That was back against Sydney FC. That was the winner. This time, she couldn't get the all-important goal for Newcastle to be level. It was a beautiful pass from Sophie Hoban. Beat out Janchevsky, who went to ground. And Allen tried to poke it into the near post, but Newborn stuck a leg out and deflected it away. Was their biggest opportunity, Newcastle, all game. Will they regret that miss?
Keep them one side!
Jeff Hopkins wanting his side to lock Newcastle in this pocket, not allowing them to switch the play. Dundas. Give what she's taken. Take what she's given. Certainly getting my words twisted. This game has been... Gilnick's had relatively good success up against Chloe Wallendow. And then now she's got a chance up against Lorena Bauman. She's a fast player, physical as well, but will this move free up the likes of Nikki Flannery on the opposite side? That ball freed up Chidiac. Now Dapolonia got low through the middle. Flannery there as well. She can get a good ball across and poke through by Rachel Lowe. Right in front of Robinson. Poking it into the far post. A quick change. Dapolonia once again getting involved and getting that pass through. As we see, Dapolonia found herself in a world of space, just had to pick out one of the options in the box and picked out Rachel Lowe, who now has her first goal of the season. It's been a quiet season so far for Rachel Lowe. 2 assists to her name, and now a goal. The Raw absolutely dominated, dictated play, got 2 goals before halftime and saw the game to victory. But this performance from Jeff Hopkins' side, certainly learning the lessons from that midweek game. Pickett. Gilnick through the centre. And through to Chico. Pickett sending him down the line, and Gilnick knew she was off. And that's the end of the first 45 minutes. Emily Gilnick back on the score sheet for Melbourne victory. Hasn't done that since round 3. It set Melbourne victory off. Rachel Lowe getting the second goal. It's been all Melbourne victory in the first 45 minutes. It's been all Sarah Dapolonia, 2 assists to her name, really creating. And it is why Newcastle Jets head into halftime 0, Melbourne victory 2. Gilnick's all smiles, all confidence, trying to boost the confidence of Laura Pickett, who's starting in her 3rd game. As victory get us going for the second half. Dapolonia, she was the star player in the first 45, winning the ball in dangerous areas, picking and finding those 2 players in Emily Gilnick and Rachel Lowe. That's why Melbourne victory lead this contest. Newcastle would be pleased and take a lot of comfort in their second half performance during the midweek against Adelaide. They were a lot better. Can they find that kind of spark once again? They're going to need to stay this danger away as Gilnick sends it in. It was actually Nikki Flannery, not Emily Gilnick. She was searching for one of her strikers. And Nikki Flannery couldn't find it. It was offside. And this ball over the top is quick. There's Gooch. And the ball finding its way out of the field of play. Flannery. Dundas. Copus Brown. Leading Allen into space. Cuts inside, beats Pickett. Allen with the strike. And wide it goes that time. Just narrowly missing Lauren Allen. She had that great opportunity in the first half, but this one, long way out. Newbon. That's a dangerous pass that Rachel Lowe is able to pick off. And Bauman, lunging challenge. They've been hit in the face after, but She is still going to be given a yellow card. And came in strong and just got hit after. Referee Michaela Ryan is just going to wait, allow her to get the treatment, but it's going to sting just as much when she stands up and is given a yellow card. Now that's 2 defenders for Newcastle on a yellow card. Have to be really, really cautious, and you'd imagine now Jeff Hopkins will utilise, as Lorena Bauman gets that yellow card officially now. And that's the last we'll see of M. Gilnick. Strong performance this afternoon, got a goal to her name, back on the score sheet. Took her chances, got her side in the lead. 7 goals to her name now. Right in that race for the Golden Boot, and Nikki Flannery as well. Off, so not surprising, virtually like for like. Got on the score sheet in the game against Adelaide in the midweek. Hoban able to turn and go. Allen on that far side. Both Allens on the far side. Elects to go to Gooch. Another substitute, sending it across, and there was Lauren Allen charging in, couldn't make the contact. Apollonia settling things down for victory. Such an inviting ball from Lara Gooch on this side. Just needed somebody to get a slight touch on it to redirect it. Couldn't do so that time. Look at that effort. Gooch with the high ball, beating Newborn, and then Allen charging in, but Bauman. Ball floating past the far post. It will be saved by Lauren Allen in the end. This is a looping ball. It's the path of Hoban, who just pokes it down and then cleared for distance by Morrison. And as far as Claudia Chico, that probably wasn't the highest percentage chance, but it worked out. Hoban turning, Davis, dribbling effort, straight to Newborn.
Well, thank you for sticking with us here round 9 of the Ninja A-League. This match has been abandoned due to the weather. The APL will be providing an update tomorrow, so please stay tuned to their website and socials on aleagues.com.au. They will provide the updates. Meanwhile, thanks for sticking with us. Big thanks to our production crew. Wherever you are, stay safe and dry. Have a good night.